All right, let's get the Panthers and the Buccaneers preview out the way. And Carolina leads the series 13-9, according to ESPN.com head-to-head matchup since 2001. I don't know the overall record. I'm going by based off of the stats that I'm looking at right now. Last time these two teams met was last year. Carolina got swept by the Buccaneers. So, for the Carolina Panthers, in order to avoid losing to the Buccaneers and giving them the first win of the season, they got to win the time of possession battle, wear out the defense for the Buccaneers because they're nasty. They're really, really good. And make them make mistakes because, trust me, they will make mistakes. Anyone seen the Buccaneers versus Jets game in week 1? I rest my case. So, as for the defense for the Panthers versus the Buccaneers offense, get a quick 3 and out. Have the Buccaneers defense out there longer than the Buccaneers offense. And have the Panthers offense take care of the Buccaneers defense and, have them wear them out. If they can do all those things and the play calling be better than the last game for Carolina Panthers and not get into the war of words and be intimidated and win the turnover battle, beautiful. They'll get their 4th win of the season. They'll be 1 game over 500, let alone a winning record, and that'd be a beautiful thing for the Carolina Panthers fan base. So, now, as for the game from 2 days ago between the Rams versus the Panthers, 30-15 final score. Thanks for coming, St. Louis. So, hey, they won the game for the fact that the defense set the tone with the Captain Mutterlin pick 6. The Panthers offense, they did enough, but I would like to see more from them. I feel like they left at least, a couple touchdowns on the field, 14 points on the board. They left it on the field because of, not punching it in, So the running game was pretty non-existent, and the offensive line was still bad. I mean, they gave up 2 sacks, but then again, Cam Newton held on the ball far too long. So he's going to have to find a way to get rid of the ball quicker. But other than that, they did really well, and the special teams did their thing. And I love the fact that the Carolina Panthers stood up to the St. Louis Rams and said, enough is enough. You're not going to intimidate us. They were cool, calm, and collected. The Rams did everything they can to unravel them, to rattle their cage. Well, I'll get to the Janoris Jenkins versus Steve Smith part later on in the video. But they kept their cool, and I love that. And the Panther fan base rised up, and I love that. But I will get to them in a second. So, as for the studs, duds, what the chocolate fudge. My studs is definitely the Auburn Tigers in college football. They started from the bottom, and they rose to ranked 11th after beating the Texas Longhorns and the players for the Auburn Tigers, making the money gesture that Johnny Manziel likes to do, and I love that. I love it, every bit of it. I have no problem. I have no issue. Anybody has an issue, they can, cry me a river, build a house, and sleep, and drown their sorrows. I have no problem. Kansas City Chiefs 7-0, but you know how I feel about them. I'm still not sold on them at all. They haven't played anybody. Look at the schedule. Come talk to me. Come talk to me when they beat the Denver Broncos. It don't have to be twice. Just beat them in their house. That's all I'm going to say. You Kansas City Chiefs fans don't like what I got to say. That's your own fault. That's a you problem, not mine. Okay? Now, Redskins won. Steelers won. 49ers won. What else is new? Indianapolis Colts. Now, despite the fact they lost to the Miami Dolphins early in the season, I'm more sold on them than the Kansas City Chiefs. Why? Because they beaten the Seattle Seahawks. They beat the San Francisco 49ers. Oh, wait. Not only they beat the San Francisco 49ers, they went into their house, Candlestick Park, and only held them to 7 points. And Andrew Luck didn't have to do all that. He didn't have to do a lot of work. The defense did most of the damage. You know what I mean? That was beautiful. So, the bad, which is duds, players injured, lost for the season, like Reggie Wayne for the Colts wide receiver, torn ACL. Sam Bradford, the Rams quarterback, tore ACL. Brian Cushing tore the same ACL, broke his leg, out for the season. Speaking of Brian Cushing for the Houston Texans, that team is in a free fall right now. 2-5, my goodness. Wow. I have them winning the AFC South Division. I mean, wow. NFL is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. So much for the Philadelphia Eagles offense with Chip Kelly, huh? You only can muster up 3 points against the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Wow. Chip Kelly, go back to college. I'm dead serious. And people are raving about Dallas Cowboys shutting down the Eagles' offense and everything. Last I checked, they were rebuilding. Even though they're a bad team, they still rebuilding. Calm down. And Tony Romo, you had 2 interceptions versus 1 touchdown pass. That's pathetic. Bears losing. Well, Bears lost. They lost a couple of key players. Really 4 to 6 weeks. Jay Cutler, groin muscle tear, and Lance Briggs, his shoulder injury, and stuff like that. The Dolphins in a little free fall a bit after going 3-0. So now with the chocolate fudge, let me get to that. The officiating for the Rams and the Panthers it was god awful after they ejected defensive end for the St. Louis Rams, Chris Long. It just went down the toilet afterwards. I mean, you got Rams players, slapping the Panthers players, throwing a little punch here and there. And it's like they doing it right in front of the referee, and the referee's just sitting there like, oh, flag, personal foul, we're not going to eject him. And I'm like, you can eject Chris Long for punching somebody, but yet you won't do it with other players on the Ram squad who are doing exactly the same thing as Chris Long. Are you for real? Damn. Speaking of St. Louis Rams, memo to Janoris Jenkins. If you're going to run your mouth, talk a little trash to Steve Smith. You better bring your A+++ game. Otherwise, he's going to destroy you mentally and psychologically. Which, by the way, he did exactly just that. Next time, keep your mouth shut. If you're going to trash talk, keep it in football. Don't get personal. That's where it gets you into trouble. And memo to Skip Bayless. Please shut the F up. Just do that. God, that piece of Oklahomian piece of trash. Oh my God. I wish First Take would go off the air sometime soon. I wish it'd go off the air. They get on my nerves, for real. Anyways, Terry Bradshaw, you need to know your role. Shut your mouth. Go play in the streets or go play in the traffic and get hit by a car. gonna sit there and get all swole and act hard, labeling Carolina Panther fan base, all Carolina Panther fan base, especially in Charlotte, North Carolina, stupid after two moronic Panther fans threw objects at Chris Long. Memo to Chris Long. How about wear a helmet, doofus? Use your head next time. God, people don't think no more. They just say stuff to get attention. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is the same Terry Bradshaw think that Blaine Gabbert is a better quarterback than Cam Newton. I'm just saying. Denver Broncos, wow. Defense, wow. You're in my What the Chocolate Fudge segment. Jacksonville Jaguars, you still suck. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you still suck. And with that, I'm out. Oh, yeah, my bad. Johnny Manziel and the Texas A&M Aggies losing. Just a beautiful day for me.